Hi, how's your vacation? Did you enjoy your vacation? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your vacation and spent it wisely. So, before we proceed with our topic, so let's have a recap on what we have discussed on our uh, first grading lesson before we have our vacation last December. Okay? So we have, yes, the system of linear equations. But of course, before we proceed with the system of linear equations, we have the linear equations. Okay? So the topic that we are going to discuss this second quarter is much related with our topic last December. Okay? So, to proceed, let us have our topic, which is illustrating linear inequalities. Okay? So, do you have any idea about linear inequalities? So, if you don't have, so here are some of the ideas about linear inequalities. So, the first is, it is of course, or these are of course, mathematical expressions. Okay? So, linear inequalities are mathematical expressions. Another idea, they use inequality symbols. Okay? The question is, what are those inequality symbols? Okay? So, we are going to see four inequality symbols on this topic. Okay, so the first one is this. How will you read this symbol? Can you still remember that on your previous lesson on your elementary grades? Yes, correct. This is read as is greater than. Correct. How about number 2? How about this symbol? Correct. It is read as is less than. Okay, next, number 3, we have, how will you read this? Correct, which is read as is greater than or equal to. Correct. How about the last one? Okay, so it is read as is less than or equal to. Okay, so as I have said earlier, these are the four inequality symbols that you will see on our discussion this day and the next day. Okay. Next, let us have the introduction. So, a linear inequality in two variables, of course, is a mathematical expression similar to equation that makes use of inequality symbols such as I have said, these are is greater than, less than, is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to, and sometimes you will also see not equal to symbol instead of equal sign. So this is quite different with our topic on the first quarter because the topic that we have discussed on the first quarter are all equations. So this time, we are going to have all inequalities. Okay. Now, so let us have some of the examples of statements that you are going to rewrite into inequality model. Okay? So, rewrite the following situations into a linear inequality model. For number 1, we have the sum of a 50 peso bill represented by F and a 100 peso bill represented by H is less than 500 pesos. How are you going to translate this to linear inequality model? Okay, so we have F plus H is less than 500. Correct. Next, how about this statement? Martha bought, 3 boxes of buko pie represented by P and 2 boxes of buko tart represented by T in a store in Tagaytay. She paid greater than 500 pesos. How are you going to translate this in an inequality model? Correct. We have 3P plus 2T is greater than 500. Correct. How about the third one? We have here Michael's average grade in math, represented by M, and English, represented by E, should be at least 80 for him to pass. So, what do we mean by the phrase at least? Okay, correct. So, you should have here M plus E is greater than or equal to 80 because it means that the lowest grade should be 80. So that's why your grade or Michael's age or grade in math plus grade in English should be greater than 80 for him to pass. Okay. For the last, let's have the cost of 2 blouses represented by B and 3 pants represented by P is less than 4,000 pesos. How are you going to rewrite this in linear inequality model? Correct. We have here 2B plus 3P is less than 4,000. Correct. Okay, any question? Okay, so let's have this activity. You are going to have matching time. Match the following verbal sentences in column A with the inequality model in column B. So in number 1, we have 5 is less than thrice a number X added to Y. Okay? So which do you think is the answer in number 1? So again, 5 is less than thrice a number X added to Y. Okay, correct. So, this number 1 should be paired with letter D. Correct. Next, 5 times a number X is greater than or equal to 3 and a number Y. 5 times a number X is greater than or equal to 3 and a number Y. Okay, so there is no such answer to this given statement, but if you are going to have your 5X is greater than or equal to 3 plus Y, so this should be your answer here. Okay, so because this is the closest to the choices. Okay, next, a certain number X subtracted from 12 is less than or equal to 4 times a number Y. Again, a certain number X subtracted from 12 is less than or equal to 4 times a number Y. Correct. So your answer here is letter A. Next, a certain number X is at most twice a number Y added by 8. Again, a certain number X is at most twice a number Y added by 8. Correct. So your answer here is letter C. Okay? So at most means it should be the most number, the greatest number, okay, is twice a number Y added by 8. Okay, so any question? So let's have another question. Which best describes the linear inequality x minus 2y is greater than 6? Okay, so on the first choice, we have a certain number x minus twice a number y is less than 6. Next, a certain number x minus twice a number y is at least 6. And the next is, a certain number x minus twice a number y is greater than 6. Okay? Which of these three should be the best answer in the given inequality here on the right side? Okay, correct. So, you have the last one. A certain number x minus twice a number y is greater than 6. Okay, any question? Okay, so I hope you understood how you are going to illustrate linear inequalities in two variables. So, that's all for this day. Thank you for watching.